So, hello guys. The last time we actually talked about the Birdy Hill area. Today, where I'm standing, I'm actually at the Bishan-AMK Park. So, let's go.
The Bishan-AMK Park first opened in 1988, and it was originally just a green buffer between the two towns. Being the green buffer in between two towns, the entire area was later on repurposed as a food park, and being the main park for both towns, that includes the Birdy Hill area as well. On the other hand, the park is split into two parts. The one near Birdy Hill is known as the Pond Gardens, while the one that is near Bishan North, however, is known as the River Plants.
So, where I'm actually standing right now is the second part of the Bishan-AMK Park. This is actually at the top half, other than the usual one that we know. It's the top half which is next to the Birdy Hill area, where we were the last episode. So, about this area is more to a slightly quieter side. There isn't much going on other than that. There's a big place, a community garden, and all the way to the end where up top is. And yeah, where I'm actually standing is, well, these trees are. There's a lot of nice trees. So yeah. Right, let's take a look here. So, other than the trees around here, the park actually showcases quite a lot of amenities actually. So, on one side at the back, which I'll be showing you later on, is actually another part of the park's ponds. As this area has a few, how do I say this? Like a few nature-ish ponds, but also man-made at the same time. So yeah, you have a few ponds around here, and actually it's just a bit too quiet over here. So yeah, this part of the park is a bit, nothing much other than birds. Especially there's a seagull above me. Hi seagull! Oh, he flew away. Yeah, he flew away. So, behind me is actually the pond for this area. If you realize when you're walking here, there are a few bridges like the red bridge over here, and a few low-hanging trees. The trees over here, they are actually called the Casuarina trees, or they are also known as the low-hanging trees. And other than the Casuarina, there is also another tree which I can't remember the name, but they are also quite low hanging. As you will see, the leaves are actually pointing down. The reason being is that their leaves are way softer than the usual trees, and if you look closely, that their leaves are actually thin. They are almost like twigs actually. So yeah, there's some interesting fact around here. Right now I can keep my voice low because behind us there's actually otters. These otters, they actually come from the Kallang River area, and they will swim all the way here to the Bishan-AMK Park itself, where they can actually rest. But they won't appear at this area all the time, so basically this is one of the rare moments where the otters are actually at the shore of the Bishan-AMK Park. Because usually they'll be at the front, but today they are here. So yeah, quite rare. That kind of reminds me of that our current school mascot is Whitley. So get out! Behind me, there are actually some trees that has their leaves being red. So why is that? Because that is basically the type of the tree, and they are only having like a few trees that has this kind of color scheme. So yeah, quite nice to see that there are some big trees here. I will actually put the scientific name once I figure it out. Yeah. It's nice. Behind me is actually the trees that they're actually grown specifically in Singapore to actually look like a sakura trees. So we all know that we can't really grow sakura trees in Singapore since those kind of trees need a colder climate, like those in Japan basically. So in Singapore, we have a substitute tree that looks similar to the circular tree. Those are that. So those trees, they are usually blooming with flowers. However, it only takes certain months, because on some months you will see those kind of trees will actually look like the regular trees that we have, or in green. So the current location where I'm actually standing at is where the current Whitley cross country is being held. Unlike the previous years where it used to be at the other side of the Bishan Park, from last year onwards until now, it has been on this area. I'm not completely sure how the route goes, so the cameraman, aka Chairman, who is coming filming me, he will actually put up the map later on if I was told. So, where I'm currently standing is basically the playground sector of the park. So this playground is more like a mini playground for the younger ones, but it also features something that is very unique. For example, there's a mural that is being painted outside the playground. As you can see, there are butterflies, there are flowers, and lots of circles around it. And also, there's something interesting about this playground. This playground actually features sand instead of your usual rubber ground. So while the other parks or even playgrounds around the estate of Bishan North actually features like the rubber-ish kind of flooring, over here features a very old school way of using sand. Hence you can see people are using sand, they can build sandcastles. So where I'm currently standing painfully is actually the foot massage area. It's actually basically a whole circle that is made to be, well, massaging your feet. So yeah, if you look around here, bring the camera up. If you look around here, it's actually a full circle. So what some people would do is to actually walk the entire sector with these walks based on your feet. I don't know how this works, but according to to a lot of people say that it actually helps your leg, your foot muscle to be more flexible, I think, or even more stable in a way. So like let's say you have a stiff leg, then you just walk through here. I don't know how is that supposed to work because it's quite painful actually. So now, watch me attempt walking on this thing. Ah! Yeah, good exercise, good massage also. Behind me is actually the iconic blocks, which is the one that has been featured in HB multiple times. Those are the blocks of the Bishan North area, which you usually see in either music videos or any of the adverts. So yeah. So, if you're wondering why am I standing here with the bridge, well, that's cause this sector over here used to be where the Whitley cross country was originally held at.
So in quick explanation, in the past, the cross country used to be held at the riverside part of the Bishan-AMK Park, where the distance used to be a lot more shorter than the current route, and the routes used to be split into two different sections. The regular circle is meant only for the girls and probably some of the parent volunteers, while the boys, they had to run an extra section for the first part with a two circle at the beginning of it.
So look over here, behind me is actually the Kallang River. Now, the Kallang River originally did not look like this, as it used to be just like a full-on cement area, until around the mid-2010s, as they decided to change it into a wildlife area, as in like a little wetland. So this area, sometimes you will actually see fishes swimming here, and also some turtles, and sometimes, like just now as you saw, the otters, they do pass by here too. Yeah. And yes, you can walk through, but you need to find those circle walks over there, where you can see there's a boy standing there. That's where you can walk through from here all the way to the other side, where you will see a clam looking statue. So, with all that, we have come to the end of this episode, as I don't really have anything else to talk about already, plus my voice is dying and we're filming this on the fasting month. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye bye now.